I'm Paul, aka the 4K Chef, and this is Mondo Chelloveck Movies.
Hello and welcome along to Mondo Chelloveck Movies. My name is John, and this video is going to have a few things in actually. It's going to have some pickups from CEX, it's going to have some unboxings from Amazon, and one of the packages from Amazon. You wouldn't believe it when you see it. More about that later on in the movie.
Where's me ladders?
Sorry, video. But first up, last week I met up with Paul, aka the 4K Chef, and we spent a day in Newcastle and we looked obviously in CEX and HMV. And we had a great day. We just talked about sort of YouTube in general and just life, and we had a good catch up. And Paul was a great guy. He was so easy to talk to. Like I say, we had some big chats, drank lots of coffee, as you do. And then of course we went and looked around CEX and HMV. And I've got some footage of when we met, and I'm going to roll that footage now.
Make sure I don't fall over anything, because that'll be what I'll be doing. So yeah, so me and Paul, aka the 4K Chef, we have been into town in Newcastle. Yeah, we've got some swag here, which will be shown on my respective videos.
Yeah. And
we've had a great day. Had a good, nice big cup of coffee, which you do need in the mornings.
Yeah, it's been brilliant. I've thoroughly enjoyed this. I've not coming up, getting the train up here. I've not felt nervous one bit. I've spoken to John, you know, for a while on Instagram.
Yeah.
We had one video. We spoke for well over about maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Yeah, we did, didn't we?
Yeah.
It's amazing how that time goes.
I feel like I've known him for ages. Yeah, it's been brilliant.
No, it was. I really enjoyed myself, and I've enjoyed meeting Paul. Like I say, we've talked already, but it's nice to actually talk to the person face to face. I feel
6,000 steps almost.
Yes, we should have had a big burger or something because we'd earned it. But when we're in CEX, actually, I bumped into Paul. So big, not Paul, not you, but Paul. And I want to give a big shout out to Paul for coming up and recognising us. And
it's amazing. I've witnessed it firsthand. You know, I was shocked as well.
No, it was unexpected. Even though I told the 4K Chef that actually paid the fella.
Yeah.
All right, £15 to actually come and speak to us. I didn't mind, but I should do that.
Still don't know how to do that.
Everywhere I go. So we're getting some looks here, mate. And but yeah, so it was really good to meet Paul, aka the 4K Chef. So Paul's heading back to Durham now.
Yeah.
On the train. Yeah. Not bad actually. You can take the train, come here. You don't have to navigate all the crazy stuff in there.
It's mental to drive around here.
Yeah, it is. If you don't know what you're doing, mind, you've had it. But so yeah, it's been good, Paul.
Yeah.
And we'll have to do it again sometime.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Okay, so back to whatever video this is coming off. Cheers.
Thank you very much.
So big shout out to Paul, aka the 4K Chef. The link to his channel down below. I'll also link the video that he's put out of when we met, and he's got a bit of footage of when we met on his video and what he picked up. So I'll show you what I picked up there, and also a shout out to Paul, who I met in CEX and had a great chat with him. So it was a good day actually. It was quite one of those days that you remember. So first off in CEX, Paul, aka the 4K Chef, he pointed out this movie to us. I've been talking to about on a live stream, and I thought, oh yes, I remember that. So for £2 I got The Grey. Now this is a movie that a lot of people talk about, and I thought, I do like Liam Neeson. I think he's a great actor, and I think his films, all the films I've seen him in, are good. I know he's made some ones that they're quite samey recently, but I do find that he's good enough to sort of pull that type of movie off. So I checked a bit of the quality of this, and it's quite grainy actually, but I don't know if it's meant to look that way. The movie is set obviously in snow, I think the mountaintop. I think there's a plane crash, but I don't really know anything else about it apart from that. I do know that a lot of people talk about it, say it's a decent film. So yeah, so for a £2 you kind of grumble with that. That's The Grey. So next went HMV. We had a good look through the shelves, and of course I picked some of it up. So what I picked up in HMV was Smokey and the Bandit 4K. Now I've always had this on my radar. Now I'll tell you that it hasn't got a slipcover, and that's one of the things that put me off it. I knew if it hadn't got a slipcover, I would have to get it in the sale and never pay full price for something that didn't have a slipcover. You feel like you're getting ripped off actually. So I did check this out, and to be honest, you know, when they're releasing movies these days, they release it on a 4K only, which is fair enough. Drop the price down. There's not a massive amount of special features on here. So this movie is a 1-disc edition. Now, when you put out a 1-disc edition, just a 4K in there, which I don't really have a problem with, you do get the extras on the 4K, although there's not that many. I think that the release should be a lower price, and when this comes out, obviously it's full price, and you think, well, it's a bit of a rip-off actually. I mean, this movie's been out countless times. I've owned this movie countless times, and do I really want to pay a premium rate for this movie in this version, which is kind of like, I would say, like a bare bones version, like a bog standard release? But anyway, there is a solution coming up to the slipcase problem. Now, this movie here is, I checked it out, and the reason why I did check it out, because Keith from Euphoria Pictures, linked down below, he had done a review on it, and he said that this looks pretty outstanding. So on that basis, I knew I was always going to get it. I just wanted to wait down to come in price. I checked it out, and I've got to say, the picture quality here is really, really nice. Yes, there's some grain in it, but I don't mind grain if it comes across right. It's not in your face, and the main star of this for me is the colours. The colours of all the cars. Burt Reynolds' top. They're just really amazing, and I knew they were because Keith had mentioned it in his video, and I thought, and there's a lot of cars in here, and I think for some reason cars on 4K in 4K movies, they all seem to come across really nice. They show up really well on a movie. I don't know why, but this is a great movie. I've always loved this movie, and can't wait to get like movies like Cannonball Run. I would love the Cannonball Run 1 and 2, and even 3 is all right. It's not half as good as 1 and 2, but I do have a like for it. So yes, so Smokey the Bandit, I do recommend it. I do recommend you get it cheap. I don't think you should pay anything over the odds for a release that's kind of like bare bones in a fashion. But happy to pick that up, and really is a nice looking movie. That's Smokey and the Bandit. So next up today, which is Sunday, I picked up from CEX and No Shields, Adventureland. Now, check this. This is the sticker on here, obviously the dreaded CEX sticker. So I thought, right, I'll just have a little shot on it. And I don't know if they've started to put new stickers on, but literally, it's just. And I hope it does I hope it does come off like that, because it seems like it's going to come off. There you go. So that, to me, CEX is how these things should come off. I mean, wow. It doesn't need to be glued on or like a part of the case. So this movie here, I did look at it and I thought it's got Jesse Eisenberg, Kristen Stewart, Bill Hader, Kristen Wiig, who I bought it for her because I love her in the movies, and also Ryan Reynolds. Now it says and Ryan Reynolds, so it probably means it's in about 10 minutes. It does say it's from the director of Superbad, which is a great film. I love that movie. And so it's been on my radar for a little bit, but I do know that any movie with her in it I will collect because I just think she's so funny. So yeah, £3, you cannot grumble. I haven't checked this disc out yet. I would imagine it looks pretty good. So that's Adventureland. So next up for £1, I got Moonrise Kingdom. Now, sticker time. Yep. I hope that that's the shape of things to come. Obviously, if they had them in the shop, they're not going to take them off to put these things back on. So I'm not going to say this is going to be a thing they're going to get in everyone, but it seems as if they've altered the stickers. That's my theory, because this would probably be a new release in the shop. Now, £2 there, but if you look here, because when he rung it on the till, he said £4, and I was expecting to be £5. There you go. So there you go. Moonrise Kingdom. Oh wow. Moonrise Kingdom, £1. Wow. There you go. So I got this movie because it's if you get it on Criterion, which I was contemplating, 32 quid. This £1. Now I know the Criterion's like a really spectacular release, and it probably would look nicer than this because they've got that knack Criterion of just making their movies just look that little bit better. But there's no comparison. I do think this would be more than acceptable, and for £1, yeah, it's a no-brainer. Now I haven't seen this movie. I am a fan of Wes Anderson, and I do want to get more of his films. The films I've watched have always been really enjoyable. So for me, this has been a decent pickup. I do know that Bruce Willis is in here. I don't know in what capacity he's in, but I know this is quite a new film. Maybe it's not his newest one, but it's maybe his second newest one, I think. So yes, I'll be interested to see what this is all about. That's Moonrise Kingdom. I always get that wrong. So next up, the day before I met the 4K chef, I actually got a subscriber mail from the 4K chef, and I'll run that footage now. So Paul, aka the 4K chef, got in touch with me yesterday via Instagram and said he was going to send me something via Music Magpie, and this came today, so I'm going to unbox that now. So here it is. It's amazing that Paul just got in touch and just said, look, I've got something coming to you, and it's great to think that people are doing this and just saying, look, do you want this, do you want that? It's really mind-blowing, really. I keep saying it's mind-blowing, but it is, because it's becoming a big thing of the channel that to receive things. Now, as well, what I'm going to do is I'm working on a few things to sort of be able to sort of give something back a bit. I know I can send people CDs of Mondo Chelloveck, and you're more than welcome to hear them, but not everyone might like that, and I want to send somebody, maybe you can have them, use them as putting your cup of tea on it, but also I want to work to get some other things that I can send people as by way of a thank you. So anyway, that's coming down the line, but I haven't got that done yet. That's why there's a few things I've got to send to people, but I'm not to send them until I get these couple of things. They're only small, but they're a bit like a personalised thing. But anyway, let's see what Paul has sent via my Music Magpie. I can't even say it. And it is actually, now this has got a bit of a loose disc in it. I'll just pop that in there. Actually, in one of his messages in Instagram, Paul had got in touch with me and said, have I seen this movie? And I said, I haven't even heard of it, if I'm honest. So he sent it across to me, so that's brilliant. I mean, some of these movies, the movies that you get sent, you think, I don't think I've seen every movie, and I don't think I've heard of every movie, but sometimes just these things pop up and you think, wow, never even seen it, never heard of it. But Paul knows me well. Brutally shocking, spectacular, heart-stopping, scary as, from the director of Hitman. I haven't seen Hitman actually, but I think I might want to see that one down the line. From the makers of Switchblade Romance Frontiers. I'll read you a bit of the blurb if I can say it. It's not in the not too distant future, and the French presidential elections are a face-off between a conservative and extreme right-wing candidate. After a failed robbery, a gang of small-time crooks splits up and goes on the run from the police, some of them seeking refuge in a seedy hostel deep in the middle of nowhere. Unbeknownst to the mobsters, unbeknownst to the robbers, their hosts are a bunch of neo-Nazi cannibals, wow, who will go at any lengths to turn their fascist fantasies into a reality. Our young protagonist's ordeal begins, and subjected to all kinds of mutilation and torture, they learn the true meaning of universal suffrage. So that, I'm guessing this isn't a comedy. So thanks once again, Paul. That's great, and I'll speak to you about this tomorrow. And yes, it seems real. It's got there. It says brutally shocking, and it does sound brutally shocking. So thanks once again, Paul. See you tomorrow. And I checked out the quality of this movie, and it looked pretty good actually for a DVD. It was quite like some DVDs can look nice when you put them on a 4K player on an OLED TV. It can bump them up quite a bit. Not all of them, but some of them can look a little bit like borderline Blu Ray, you know, in a fashion. But it's got a great soundtrack on here. The soundtrack on here was like pumping actually. And this is a French film as well, and it does seem like it's going to be a pretty brutal watch, which is all the better, I find. So yes, well, thanks once again, Paul. Really appreciate you doing that and sending me that. That's Frontiers. So next up, I've got a couple of unboxings from Amazon for you, and wait till you see the packaging on one of them. So they say appearances can be deceptive. Take a look at this. Now, I ordered this morning, and it came tonight, so that's great. I'm surprised at how quick it came now. I'll tell you a little bit about this, but I'm just going to open this first, because looking at when he handed it to us, I nearly felt saying the kid who looked like he just got off his scooter. And I mean, not a scooter that you can ride like as an adult. I mean, as a sort of scooter you ride as a kid. Plus his car had a load of dents in it, but never mind. Appearances can be deceptive. Again, put my teeth in. So yeah, so I'll just hide me my address, and I'll just show you this. So when you see that, it doesn't give you much hope to think that what you've got inside is going to be kind of in one piece. The reason I got this for, because I got a good heads up about this thing this morning from Paul, aka the 4KChef. He put me, he said, what about this? And I have had this on my radar for a long time, and this is the first time I've seen this drop down in price. So let's open this. It shouldn't be too hard to open. I tried to look at it actually. Probably been held together by blue tack. Oh, there you go. I can't even say in one of that because, well, wow. This is more like a bag you get from a supermarket, like an American supermarket. Look at that. Do you think that things like that should be packaging? I think, you know, you get your hard boxes. I've got another one here that I need to open. I'll open that in a minute. I mean, yeah, it's coming like a couple hours, maybe about 10 hours, but come on. Right, so what I got here is, and a big thanks to Paul, and if it's mutilated, that's got nothing to do with him. This is mutilated because of Amazon and their shoddiness. But what I've got here is the box set, the 4K box set of Mad Max Anthology. So here we go. The corners are good. That's good, and that's good. But what I'm seeing, I mean, this is a slight nitpick if that catches up. I mean, look at that. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a photograph of that and see what Amazon say about this. They might say, well, there's nothing the matter with it. And to be honest, there's not that much the matter with it. I can live with that. I think it's not the back even. It's that's the bit you're going to see. So it's not as if you're going to see any part of that. I think that's the bit that pulls out, if I'm honest. The bottom's okay. It's a lot better than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be mangled. I mean, come on. I mean, this is just, you know, that's not good enough, not acceptable. If it comes in something that's not this, I mean, I've had box sets come in these things before, and they've been great. Sorry, in a really good packaging, or something that's acceptable to this, the size of it. Well, I'm so pleased to go. I was dying to sort of check it out and see what it is, especially Mad Max 2, which is my favourite one of all these movies. But I'll wait to see what Amazon make of this, if anything. I mean, I got this for a good price. It was a £10 off it anyway, so I got it for £44.99, I believe, which is a great price. But still, when you get it, I mean, fair enough. If these things can happen, and sometimes you accept it. If it came in a great packaging and had a little bit of a knock on it, I would think, well, it kind of is what it is. If it comes in a brown paper bag, something I wouldn't put me bananas in, then you think, wow. Anyway, so I'll let you know what happens with that. But it's a nice set and one I've been after for a long time. So thanks again, Paul. Wow. So earlier on today, I ordered this last night and this came today. So let's have a look at this. Deep Joy in one. Okay, so this one that came, and hopefully this is in better condition, which I can't imagine that's not in bad condition, but I think it's the main fact that it was put in that mess of a package that's getting me back up. So what I've got here, and this was another one that came so quick. I've had this on my radar for a long time. Every time I want to buy it, it's always like stupid money. If you see it out in the wild, it's always like a bit more than you want, because I know you can get this quite cheap. So I got this for £9.99, which I consider to be the right price to pay for this, and it is the Nemesis, the complete box set, the cult movie collection from 101 Films. Now this for £9.99, you get 4 films. I've got every. I assume that these movies are all quite bad. I like these type of movies. I think they're very watchable. I didn't even know there was 4 of them. I thought there was only 2, if that. In fact, I thought there was only even 1. I don't really know anything more about it. Have I seen it? I think I probably have, way back in the day. But there you go. It's an 18 as well, which I'm quite surprised about. I thought these ones would have been a 12 or 15. So maybe they're a bit different to what I thought they were. I don't know what the quality of the print will be like on these, because this looks like an early 101 release. It does say it's got Dolby Digital on there as well. So yeah, so for £10, this is going to be quite an interesting little watch. I do think that these type of movies are movies that are quite light, that sort of low budget, sort of robotic nonsense. But I will sort of make me reviews to Amazon and say, look, do you think that was something that? Oops, do you think that is something that contributed to that? I'm thinking so. So yeah, so I'll let you know what happens with that. But okay, so back to whatever video this is coming off. So I checked out the quality of Nemesis. Now this, I was expecting this to be pretty, like, you know, you get these ones that are very cheap, and sometimes they can have a bit of DNR in them. Actually, I think 101 had a few things out, like the Three Amigos. It was heavily DNR'd, which was pretty unwatchable, if I'm honest. So smooth, it was. It took you right out of the picture. Okay, so I put this on thinking that would be probably the same. And if it was decent, I thought, well, it is what it is, and it's probably a low-budget movie in itself, or a low-budget bunch of movies. But I'm really taken by this movie. I just want to see what it's all about. I do like this type of movie. So anyway, I've only put the first one on, and I don't know what year it's from. I'm going to guess it around about sometime in the 90s, I think. I can't actually see anything in the box that tells you. This was released by 101 Films. And the picture quality was absolutely stunning. And I was like, what? Because I just wasn't expecting it. I was thinking, nah, here we go, it'll be adequate. But it looked really nice. The skin texture and the sort of colours of the sort of skins on it, it was just amazing, actually. So I keep saying it, I should get another t-shirt printed with, this is high on my watch list. Actually, that's a good idea, isn't it? He thinks. Yes, so Nemesis, I don't know anything about it. I know it's a kind of cyborg thing, but I do like movies with robots, and that's one of the things that really ticks boxes for me. There's 4 films in here. I imagine that's a complete thing of Nemesis. I don't know. I would imagine they get pretty bad as they go along. The set itself is good. It's got the 4 films in there. It's in, you know, it's quite well laid out, and yeah, so not bad at all. So yeah. Really, I was actually quite surprised at how good the quality was on the first movie. Maybe the other ones aren't as good, but I would imagine them should be around about the same. So that's Nemesis. So how about that Pacman? I think it was an absolute disgrace, actually. I felt like saying to the bloke, you can take that away. But I was really wanting to see these movies, and I did have a chat on the phone, and I said to the woman when I got it, now this is what I'm going to urge anybody who's faced with a package like that to do. I phoned up Amazon and I says, right, I've just had something delivered through the door and it's just an absolute mess. So the woman says, well, I'm sorry to hear that, as I always say. And although I do pretty much get everything from Amazon seems to be, well sent. So this is the first one where I thought, this is not good. So if anybody gets one of them through the door and you've got even a speck of damage to your stuff, I mean, the damage to this is it's there, but it's not end of the world stuff. And this on the shelf, this goes to the back, so you see this side, so really you would never notice any there. But I think it's because of, for me, the annoyment comes from the fact that it was just put in this bit of a paper bag and basically handed to you. So anyway, when I was talking to the lady, she was quite helpful, and I said to her, look, I've got this and I've got a bit of a sort of dent on the box. She says, right, that's no problem, send it back, do all this, do that. And I said, no, I says, the amount of time it's going to take us to send it back and then get re-delivered, I might get the same problem, I might get an even worse problem down the line. I said I'd like you to give us a discount. So she gave us a discount of £4.50. Now that took this set down to around about 40 quid, which is more than acceptable for it. It's a great deal. And to be honest, this slipcover, I'm not really going to put it on the shelf, so this is going to go in the cupboard. So what I urge people to do, if you get anything that's been sent to you in one of those horrendous, in a sort of like inadequate packing, I will get on the phone immediately and demand a discount. Because if it's just like minimal damage like what I've got, you can put up with it, then I would say I want a discount on it. And she didn't quibble at all. I took photographs and I said, I'll send you photographs. It doesn't matter. We understand and we will do that. And they said they were going to pass it on to the people and say this is unacceptable. Whether or not they would do that, I don't know. But I think if this is the way they're going to go, I think if anybody complains, even if you get it and it's all right, I would phone up and complain and say, look, this was delivered like that, and you know, if you start delivering stuff like that, I'll not use you again. So the set here, it's a brilliant set. I love this set. It's so good. I mean, this goes on the shelf. I mean, this box is in pristine condition. So I went through the movies and I checked them out. Now I can compare Mad Max to my previous 4K. So I checked out Mad Max with the Kino Lorber 4K. Now this one here has just got an amazing slipcover. It's got amazing alternate art. It's just you know, everything you could want, and it does have some extras on. It does have extras that are exclusive to this release, and they're not on the box set. In fact, Mad Max itself doesn't have any special features on. But what it does have an extra disc which says it's a DVD copy of, well, not a copy of, a DVD of The Madness of Max, behind the scenes making of the film that started it all. So you get that. Now that's exclusive to this box set. I think it's not on that release. I've never seen that DVD before, but this one does have extras on that aren't on here. So I'm keeping that one. Now the picture quality, I think, between that one, the Kino Lorber one, and this one is kind of very similar. I think the Kino Lorber one is slightly darker, but we're talking by fractions here. But the picture quality of Mad Max itself is unreal. It's absolutely brilliant. It's everything you could want it to be, because obviously Mad Max takes place outside. It's all exterior. There's hardly any stuff happens at night actually. And this one is I think it's about 5.1, but the soundtrack sounds really nice. I'm not saying anything that it doesn't sound like that, but it's got like things like DTS, Master Audio. It's obviously got Dolby Audio and Dolby Atmos. So it's got a mixture of things on here. Now I'm pretty sure, getting to Mad Max 2, I'm pretty sure that's Dolby Atmos. I know there's some Dolby Atmos on here. I know that probably Fury Road would be Dolby Atmos, but I think that Mad Max 2 is as well. I was surprised to see that, because I thought all the first three would be like the lower quality for the audio, but this one, I'm pretty sure, but don't quote me on that, is Dolby Atmos. So yeah, the Road Warrior, Mad Max, well I call it Mad Max 2. I thought obviously it's going to look good. Now I compared it to my previous Blu Ray that I had here. Now this Blu Ray here has a couple of extras on it, although the extras are the same that they have on this set here. So you don't get much extra on this one, you just get the better quality of the 4K movie of Mad Max 2. So put it on thinking this is going to look good, and I knew a lot of people had said it looked good, but when I put it on, and it has like a sort of start to it, which is like showing like clips from old like film stock, and I knew that obviously was going to look a bit ropey. And then when it goes into the actual movie, when it sort of zooms into the car, and then it kind of goes into the widescreen. So when the lower quality start ends, you get the movie, and I'll tell you what, it looks sensational. I knew it would, and a lot of people say it does, but when you actually see it in the flesh for the first time, you think, this is unreal. Now, it's ultra sharp as well. Obviously, it's shot outside again. It's got that going for it. Blue skies. I mean, the blue is blue, solid blue, unreal, and it's got to be one of the best transfers I've seen. I knew it had the possibility, and everyone's raved about it, but I thought I've got to see this myself. But they're all correct. This is by far, it's the best one on here. I know Fury Road is brand new, but it's still kind of match Mad Max 2 from 1981, I believe, or 1982. You just think, wow, this is just next level. It's one of me. It's going to. I'm dying to watch it, because it's going to definitely probably go into my top 10 of 4Ks of all time. So I don't think you can get it, unfortunately, by itself at this moment. But if you're a fan of this movie and you're a fan of these movies, if you can find this set in a sale, I know it's in a sale in HMV at the moment. I think it might be maybe sort of late 40s. I think it might be about 48 quid. I think it's worth it. You get definitely everything in here. You get everything you can. You know, predominantly, I think there's a bit extra stuff on that Mad Max from the Region 1 Mad Max. But for this movie alone, it's worth it. Will it ever come out separately? Probably will. But yes, so by far, at this point, spoiler alert, that's the best one in here. So, Mad Max 3, which I haven't got. I think your son's got it. He's got a box set of this, but it's like an original Blu Ray one. And I must admit, I don't think that Mad Max 3 has ever been a great movie in my eyes. Funny enough, when I put it on, it's the first time I've ever seen this in widescreen, because the ones I've seen before on VHS were just full screen, so you miss a lot of information off the sides. So it looked good for that. I am wanting to watch it to see what it finally looks like as a movie, sort of widescreen movie. I'll get a blast out of that, but also I might enjoy the movie a bit more. I do know that the movie should have more car chase scenes in it, because that's really what these three are about. This one sort of lets the side down, and I think it goes into this kind of me and Paul, 4KChef, were talking about this, and Paul said it kind of goes into sort of a bit of a different territory when it goes in with the kids. It goes a bit like Disney-esque, and I thought, yeah, I understand what you mean. It takes the sort of the thing out of Mad Max out of it. But anyway, I'm going to give it another shot. It did look pretty good. It doesn't look anywhere near as good as Mad Max 2. Actually, Mad Max looks better than it. But it's nice. It's nice enough. It's the best I've seen it ever. And for that reason, I will be going back to it. I will be watching this in sequence, because I like to do that. I already ever take like the third film out and watch it if I can get away from it. So, yep. So that's it's decent, but it's the lowest quality in the box set. But it's still pretty good, mine. So Mad Max Fury Road, I have got the 4K of it already, which is a pretty good one. It doesn't have the black and white version in here, actually, but it has the black and white version of Mad Max Fury Road in this set. It has the same extras on here. There's not a huge amount of extras, but there's enough. And it ports them all over, but you get the extra noir disc in there. So you do get pretty much everything that you want to ever know about Mad Max to a certain extent. You just think that this is the definitive set for me. Yes, it may be missing a few extras off, but I can live with that. And I want to say thanks again to Paul for giving me the heads up that this thing was out there. And I know it kind of was delivered a little bit the way I didn't want it to, but it's kind of worked out again, because I got £4.50 off it. Which, and like I say, if you think that you're going to get substandard packaging and you want to say and make Amazon aware and say, right, you want to get this, I want some money off this. Now, if everybody does that, it might force them to go back to putting these in the proper boxes they're going to put them for. And because I said to the woman, I said, you know, we're paying a lot of money for this. She goes, I know it's like a quality release, and I said, yes, it is a quality release. So should it be treated that when it was sent to us? I mean, she did agree that that's her job to agree, but also she couldn't have, if she had said anything negative about the fact of me complaining, I would have said, you haven't got a leg to stand on. But anyway, it didn't go that way. So from bad packaging to really good packaging, in a forthcoming video you'll be seeing me opening this. Now this was sent to me by Michael Hewitt, and it's heavy. So I can't wait to see what Michael's put in here. I know some of the stuff in here, but I don't know most of it. And this is going to be, obviously a video in itself. So this was sent special delivery as well, so I can only imagine how much the postage and packaging was for this. It must have been a pretty phenomenal amount. I can't read it actually off the label. I can't see what it says. But so just know this video will be coming up soon. And also I want to thank Michael Hewitt again for sending this to me. And also I want to thank the 4KChef, Paul, for coming along and meeting us in the town and helping us out with getting the Mad Max box set, and just generally just being a great guy to talk to, and also Paul, who we met in CEX. So thanks for watching, you take care, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.
Chicken!